What's happening, YouTube? Anthony on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy fan film with a brand new PRLostGalaxy 2014 review on Hasbro's Marvel Legends Ultimate Iron Man from the Ultimate Iron Man comic book of the same name. And this is like my first Iron Man figure in like, man, I'm losing count how long it's been. But hey, I found this Ultimate Iron Man figure like a while ago at like GameStop, Target, Walmart, wherever this was available. But man, everywhere I went, this Iron Man was like overstocked a lot at Target, Walmart, and GameStop. I went and got this from like Target a while ago, but I've had it for this while, and I can't believe that I'm just trying to figure out when was the right time to review this thing, because I do like the look of this Iron Man. I'll give it that for sure. It's kind of like it's kind of like Ironheart's armor, but you know, suited for Tony Stark as Iron Man, because it did have a similar design. It's also retro carded. This is like my very first retro carded Iron Man figure. There's others, of course, and look into it. But when I got this from Target, it was on clearance, and it was on clearance. It was on clearance for at least $12, but the actual retail price is $24 at Target. But I had to get it for like, based on what the clearance price was suggesting, that because again, this was kind of like a peg warming figure, and I don't think a lot of people were picking it up as much. So Ultimate Iron Man came in the exact same wave that Adam Warlock, Dakin as Wolverine, Ultimate Miles Morales Spider-Man, Rom, and Banshee is from. I'll look into the other 5 figures later, especially Miles Morales and Dakin as Wolverine, and maybe Adam Warlock, because I have seen Adam Warlock a bunch of times when I was at GameStop, and Miles Morales at Target a bunch of times, Target, Walmart, and whatever, a lot of the time. So yeah, because now that I have another Iron Man figure in my Marvel Legends collection, I'm going to take a look at this Ultimate Iron Man and see what he's got in terms of like playability, and how he stacks up with the rest of my other Iron Man armors that I have over the course of my Marvel Legends collection that I've reviewed over the course of the channel. And in the last 5 years, I've been reviewing Marvel Legends since 2020. But with that out of the way, let's take a look at Ultimate Iron Man. Okay, now that Ultimate Iron Man is out of the package, we're going to take a look at some accessories that it came up with. First, it was this little mini comic book of Ultimate Iron Man #1, which you can probably get a good glimpse of even from me putting it all up in the camera's face, so you can take a good glimpse of how the accessory of that comic book looks in hand, especially how small it is. Of course, the pages do not open. It's just a little block piece showing a little graphic of the first issue of Ultimate Iron Man, just for display as a little display accessory. So let's put that away. But it did came with over a bunch of interchangeable hands for this Ultimate. Oh, one just fell. And so these are the, well, even though I dropped one, but this is one of those many hands. These are one of the many hands that Ultimate Iron Man came with. 2 of which would be hands I would switch out for when he's about to shoot out lasers like Iron Man would technically. So let's put those hands away. That said, we need to take a look at the figure. I really do like the figure, but I can't believe this figure is quite a peg warmer. It does, from the look of Ultimate Iron Man, it does scream early 2000s Marvel Ultimates universe lore with the way how the style was, because man, I mean, but back in the early 2000s, I wasn't an Iron Man fan. I wasn't a fan of the character prior to Robert Downey Jr. playing the character in the MCU, and you know, 2008 when that first Iron Man movie hit. But when Marvel had that Ultimate comic stuff back in the early 2000s, because the only Marvel Ultimates comic I ever read was Ultimate Spider-Man, especially the very first issue of Ultimate Spider-Man. And really, Ultimate Iron Man did happen, even Ultimate X-Men, and maybe Ultimate Hulk, Incredible Hulk or something. Because when Marvel did that Ultimates line of comics back in the 2000s, I didn't really care about the other characters as Ultimate stories. I was really about Ultimate Spider-Man, and that was that. But this is the first time having something Ultimate Iron Man related. But nevertheless, I do like the way how this armor looks. I do like the shade of gray. You know, the gray may look a little black, but as long as it makes sense to how they were recreating this from the comics that they based this figure off of, I mean, it's a nice Iron Man figure to have in anyone's collection. But I can see why this figure feels a little I hate to say underrated, because this figure just came out this year in 2025, and I'm like, is anybody picking up this Iron Man? Is anybody adding this to their Marvel Legends collection, Iron Man collection? And I'm just like, you know, because again, I've been, every time I go out for toy hunts this year, and ever since April or May of this year, I've been seeing this Ultimate Iron Man on the pegs a lot, because it's like, is anybody buying this? Like, what's wrong with it? Is there something wrong about the figure I need to know about, even for my review? I don't know, because like Ultimate Iron Man does feel like one of those figures that I don't think people wanted, but it was made anyway. But Hasbro put it out there for the Marvel Legends line, and yeah, I don't see what the deal is apparently. So let me switch out the hands for, like, you know, posability of him, like as usual, typical Iron Man fashion, where he's about to shoot, you know, lasers out of his hand to shoot at enemies, and yeah, and another hand of that too, so we can have that hand of Iron Man there. But of course, there's also the balled fist option. But I choose to put one, you know, both hands where it looks like he's about to shoot lasers out and blast somebody. So that's how I wanted to pose this Iron Man, because almost all of my Iron Man figures I have so far has that function, and I really want to pose them with all of them like it. Or like with the hands up like this, when Iron Man is ready to take off and want to fly, you can, you know, pose Iron Man just like this, and then, you know, like usual Iron Man usually. Now let's take a look at articulation, starting with abdomen crunch and turning of the body. So, but it does feel a little linky loose, because this is like one of those, yet again, Marvel Legends we've had post 2022 where they have the pinless joints. So this Iron Man does have a pinless joint function to it. So, because again, Hasbro is just really at a point where their toys are getting really lousy and lousier by the moment the more I collect them, because I don't see what's going on though. I mean, the Legends figures, you know, I've been collecting Marvel Legends since 2018, but didn't start reviewing until 2020. But I cannot believe in 2025, these figures are getting lousier. Like, the more I spend money on them, they're getting really lame. Because, well, again, just again, due to what's going on with Hasbro at the moment, with not just this franchise, but even others that they own. But I just don't get the deal. Okay. So aside from that, butterfly joints, no butterfly joints, because this is an Iron Man armor, so you're not going to spread those arms out enough, but you can lift the arms up and down as usual. And then the shoulder pads flop also, but they're also plastic. And then, yeah, you can turn the arms around freely well. So you have that function. And then what about the legs? Okay, so knee crunches are pretty decent. For the most part, the knee crunch is all right, but it's just going to take some time to get it moving, because this armor is perplexed. So, and then, oh, I'm about to break that leg, sorry. And then the knee crunch on this leg is good too, so this is ready. This is ready to good. Ankle pivot. Let's see if there's any problems with the ankles. Nope, no problems with the ankles at all. But this one feels a little stuck, but it's just the more I turn it around, it should work and function. I showed that the head can work and move around too, so, but it cannot, I don't think it can move all the way. Yeah, it can, but it's going to take a lot, because due to the back collar of the armor, you know, not turning all the way. So just make clear of that. So this was a quick review on Ultimate Iron Man. I didn't want to hold up people's time, but I just think that, in my opinion, the figure is fine. The figure is fine, but it just feels like one of those Marvel Legends of 2025 I don't think a lot of people want. Even though Iron Man is a great character, but I think this figure is probably going to be like on everybody's like you know, hit or miss list of Marvel Legends of 2025. And I mean, then again, I really do need to add an Iron Man to my collection, because, you know, as much as I like the MCU incarnation, but what about some Iron Man designs from over the course of the character's comic book history? So I'll look into more of those other Iron Man variants in the Marvel Legends line in the future, if you want me to review those sometime down the line. So if you really enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time with a brand new review, whether it be Marvel, Star Wars, Power Rangers, DC, Transformers, and the like. And I will see you then for more of those reviews and others to come.